systems. Okay, now we're going to talk about the actual systems we need to get into online business and creating leverage for our expertise, our product, our service. Myself, I started doing web design in '94 and actually taught web design in Grand Cayman in '96, starting out with software like sausage.com, Sausage Software, Hot Dog Pro, an HTML4 editor or HTML editor back at that time. Then later on went into different things like Dreamweaver and so on. Nowadays I've found that working with WordPress is actually the most efficient way of doing web design. Why? Because in order to design an effective web page, you need a lot of expertise. You need to know how actually things work well together. And you can either spend thousands of dollars on a good programmer, a good designer, or you can buy a template for $100 or less. And I found a couple that I've really been using and that are really great and easy to use. So I'll be sharing with you in the Life Launch Formula program how to actually choose a host, how to host your web page, where to register your web pages, and how to set up your WordPress page. I'll be going step by step into the actual process. You'll be sitting there with me and I'll coach you through the actual way of doing it. So if you already know what kind of service or product you'd like to promote, I'll help you to do that. And it's not that difficult actually. With today's technology, even a total tech unsavvy beginner can have his webpage up and running within a matter of a day or two. Okay? So, and there's even simpler tools that I'll be going into as well. But that again is a little bit more secret, special knowledge that I'll be sharing in the actual course. So the third point of creating the systems, again, is about automating. Leverage, meaning, when you're trying to move a stone, you use leverage. What is leverage? Leverage means when you have that stone, you want to move it, you take, for example, a piece of wood and a long stick, and you wedge it underneath the stone, and then when you pull on the long end of the lever, then you're moving with more force that stone. That's called leverage. And that's what automated systems do. So you can actually do something once, like I'm recording this video once, and it can be shown to millions of people. That's called leverage. And therefore, you do something once, and it can be used again and again to create value. What is value? Value is helping, for example, helping people solve a problem or a challenge that they have, or help them accomplish a goal they'd like to accomplish, which is what I'm trying to do with this program, right? So the systems that I use in WordPress, and there are certain plugins you can use, and how to actually even set up your whole course online, how to do the videos, how to host them, how to include them in your online program. These will be some of the things that I'll be teaching in the actual Life Launch Formula course. And that, I think, will be quite useful to you if you want to shortcut your way to success. And for the physical aspects I'd like to share with you now, there's something that I found about 15 years ago online in an infomercial actually by 6 times world karate champion Chuck Norris. He knows how to stay in shape, I figured, so I decided to follow his advice and bought the fitness equipment that he uses. It's called a Total Gym. And I'll be leaving a link underneath to one of my YouTube videos that I recorded in Ibiza at sunset, where I was staying on the beach in my bus. I was living in my 508 Mercedes bus the whole summer, and rolled out of bed, went swimming a kilometer every day, right next to an $8 million villa, view of sunset over the ocean. And well, that video so far has gotten like 112,000 views. For me, it's just a very simple and effective way to stay in shape. and I've developed my own routine that takes about 20 minutes, 3 times a week, 3 to 4 times a week. And I sometimes substitute it with either 20 or 30 minutes of either swimming or running, aerobic exercise. And with that, I stay in shape. And it actually saved my hide already several times. I used to do paragliding, and I had a couple accidents. One of them, I was sucked up into a thundercloud at like 30 meters per second. My altimeter went like beep, 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 beep. And I knew that if I get sucked up there, I'll be spewed out at 8 or 10,000 meters with a layer of ice on me. What happened actually to a German paraglider in Australia once. She luckily survived, barely, because she passed out and came back to when she was about at 5,000 again, and then she was able to spiral down and survive. But I wanted to avoid that. This was actually my birthday, and I decided today is not the day I'm going to die. Today is not a good day to die, as Worf would say. And I pulled in my ears, pushed down the accelerator, and I went straight for the edge of the cloud. And I was able to actually leave the suction, and I made it down back to the ground. It took me 2 hours actually because of all the thermics, but I finally made it. And when I finally made it, I was so exhausted that I landed by doing, you do the turn, and I was so exhausted I hadn't watched the wind signs. So I actually went landing with the wind, which is the worst thing you can do, because what it did, it just pushed me down. So the last 3-4 meters, I just tumbled down. I just flapped right down. But luckily I'd studied martial arts and I rolled off in a judo roll and nothing happened. And also because I've been using the Total Gym. I was fit, I was strong, I was healthy, and I had good reflexes. So the Total Gym is really a prophylaxis against accidents, against injury. A friend of mine is a stuntman. He also uses it for that very reason. So that's a very powerful tip right there. If you want to be in shape and not go to the gym every day or two for an hour and plus half an hour of commute, then buy yourself a Total Gym on eBay. It used to be like $800 new, the first one that came out, the Total Gym 1000. Now you can buy them used if you're lucky and you search a bit in your area for about $60 to $100. I even gotten some for 50 or 40 euros. So that is my best fitness tip for you right now. And I'll be issuing a 30-day challenge as well during the program, which you can participate in to help you stay in shape. Because again, motivation. And how do we keep going and being well, being strong and healthy. So that's about the physical systems and the Life Launch Formula. If you'd like to join us in this program, again, I'm starting a Facebook group for this as well, some co-coaching program, and I'll be providing some individual coaching as well, making that available to you. Then feel free to join us. There again is a button somewhere underneath here that you can hit and join us on this quest. I'll be seeing you on the inside of the actual program. So thank you for listening. I hope this information was helpful to you, and I'll see you then.